Archetypes, the backbones around which you build a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, really came into popularity during the days of Yu-Gi-Oh GX. I mean, in the anime you had a cast of characters attending the same school after the game had started developing, so it made sense. Though we can go even farther back. Technically, I guess we could say one of the first archetypes was the Harpy Ladies used by My Valentine, but retroactively other characters' boss monsters have been built into their own families, but I still wouldn't call Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragons the first archetypes. Though one of the weird cohesive strategies I want to talk about today is clowns. They aren't just your favorite Yugi tubers, you can actually summon them in attack position now. Back in Metal Raiders, one of the original 5 booster sets in Yu-Gi-Oh, there were just randomly like 3 clown monsters. Crass Clown, Dream Clown, and Saggy the Dark Clown. I guess we could also throw in Mystic Clown, which was included in both the starter deck Yugi and Kaiba. The latter two are just normal monsters, nothing unusual for the early part of the game, except that Mystic Clown had a respectable 1500 attack. That was considered pretty high for a level 4 monster back in the day. Oh, how far we've come. But I want to have a little chat about Crass Clown and Dream Clown. Despite one of these being a fiend and the other being a warrior, they still have a decent amount of synergy, because their effects are actually mirrored versions of each other. Crass Clown says, if this defense position monster is changed to attack position, target one monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. While Dream Clown reads, if this attack position card is changed to face up defense position, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. They're both decent monster removal that triggers based on their battle position. That's actually kinda neat, because it even fits thematically. Imagine these are clowns performing at some demented circus and changing battle positions is like them doing flips or acrobatics. But these do make for a decent deck strategy if you're playing in some of the oldest legal formats of the game, or if you're old enough to have played it when it first came out, at which point, I hope retirement's going well. Even in GOAT format with the newer stall and control cards, clown control is relatively viable. Though it's mostly Dream Clown that sees the action, as it provides more permanent removal with destruction, and its effect requires it to be in attack position first, which is a default. As more cards would continue to be released, there were like a few other normal monsters that didn't really add anything, but thematically they did get access to Ryukishin Clown, which on normal summon allows you to change the battle position of a monster you control, giving you a way to either trigger one of your clowns or reset it to use it again next turn. The only thing is that by the time this came out, the better stall and control strategy was already starting to take shape. Lastly, there's Pete the Dark Clown, which while a perfectly fine floater monster back in the day, it doesn't really do much beyond that. I think the 3 clown monsters all built around a strategy of interrupting your opponent's monsters is a pretty strong one, and I'm surprised that in all the years since then we haven't seen them expanded on with legacy support. Now, I would have loved to say that it would be cool to revisit these monsters and print some future support for them, but there is one problem, and actually it's the same problem I've been running into when it comes to several other old Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. It's that their names are just not consistent between English and Japanese. Like almost none of these cards are actually clowns. Only Ryukishin Clown, Saggy the Dark Clown, and Pete the Dark Clown are called Dokeshi in Japanese, while Crass Clown is Murder Circus and Dream Clown is Dream Paria. You're telling me that the only 2 monsters with actual matching effects aren't even categorized the same? Like if you did decide to print clown support, it would only apply to these guys, and the other 2 would need their names updated. Oh, and that's not even the craziest part, because future clown monsters are just called Kuraun in Japanese. Once again, it turns out that we were robbed of what could have been. But I still find it so interesting that these 2 monsters actually kinda made for a decently themed deck. Again, you'll mostly see max Dream Clowns and maybe like 1 Crass Clown checked in, but I still like to imagine that they're friends. I've always been fascinated by these cards, particularly Dream Clown, because he's the least creepiest of the bunch, and it was used by my group of friends and brothers in games of Playground Yu-Gi-Oh to great success. So let me know if you have any ideas or thoughts and memories about them, because it was really interesting to just kind of take a look back at Yu-Gi-Oh and see how some of these cards fit thematically, but also, have some synergy in terms of the gameplay, or just that their effects are mirrored versions of each other, which I always thought was cool. Anyway, this is GatorX, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later.